Good morning, people. So here we are, ready to do a little bit of practice on a Saturday morning. I want to do some strength work with you today, some standing postures. So just taking a moment onto your mat, just coming down into the breath, just noticing where you're up to, what is going on for you. Find the breath. Is it up in the collarbones? Coming to bring it down into the low belly. Just allow some deep belly breaths, setting intention, what you would like to achieve in your practice, what you'd like to remove today. And so just allowing a few moments, rooting down into the feet, feel the feet connecting into the floor, and just allow that time to come into your center, into your heart center, feeling the breath down into the low belly. And so when our routines change, sometimes we kind of think it's like a big long holiday. So the inertia starts to set in. What I'd like to do is power up, get some energy into the belly today to give you some strength to maintain your daily routines and your your own strength to allow yourself to come back to your center. Always remember, any practice you can take rest when you need to. You don't need to be strong all the time. Let yourself breathe in between the postures. Allow yourself that space if you need it. All right. So let's start at the top of the mat. Take a deep inhale. Let that breathe. Neck and shoulders release out. A little bit of a soften back bend. Don't go too deep to start with. Let it breathe. And back up to the top. A little bit of side to side movement, lateral movement, just finding that little bit of open into the side of the body. And back up to the top. Bring it all the way down. We'll just start off with a few little mobilizers. Into sun salute, a little bit of wiggle here, just finding the space into the hips, the lower back, yes and no with the head, bring it into flat back, just find that little bit of space into your flat back, hands to the floor, step back, down dog position, just pedaling out a little bit to down dog, just noticing how the body feels. Bringing it forward to your plank position, just holding a plank for a breath or two, engaging the core. Make sure we're not too rigid into it. Make sure the neck and shoulders aren't pushing too much. Squeeze a little bit into the shoulders, activating. Bring it back to down dog. Don't forget your alternatives can be tabletop or even to child pose if you're feeling a little bit in need of centering. Just bring that into child pose. So we're going to take it over the top of the plank, over into Cobra Sphinx or Up Dog. If you prefer the Chaturanga version, you bring it over the top of the plank and you lower it through into Cobra Sphinx or Up Dog. This is too deep, take it a little lower, Baby Cobra, Seal, or even the Sphinx position. Just finding that little bit of opening into the chest and the back. No yes and no's. Little twisty positions, just to open up anything that feels a little sticky tight. And bring it back to your down dog. Just finding that space. A few deep belly breaths. Crouching tiger, look to the hands. Right leg steps forward and steps back through. Left leg steps forward and steps back through. Just firing up the legs a little bit. Those of you who like a little bit more dynamic work, add a little bunny hop into the exchange. And those of you who like to work even a little harder, bunny hops forward and back. Any point you need a rest, drop it through, sit it back, move it around a little bit, release any tension. As many or as few as you want. Right leg comes forward. Actually no, change my mind. Extended dog position. Just finding that lift and length. Opposite hand can come off for a little bit of challenge into your balance. And come back to the breath. Same leg, bring it forwards. Ground the back heel, find your center down the middle of the two legs. Inhale up to the top of the mountain. Warrior mountain. Just find the breath. Be aware of how this feels for you. Can do the shooting, gives you a little bit of energy through the arms. Just releasing that, bring it forward into warrior three. Arms can be overhead, onto the thigh, to the sides, or down by your side. Find the breath. Oh, a bit wobbly. Step that leg back in, sit into chair position. Extended chair if you're happy with the arms overhead. The hips all the way through. If your knees are happy, sit into squat. If your knees are a little bit uncomfortable, just sit on your bottom. Take some breath. Those of you who like to go a little bit more dynamic here, we take it into the arm balance crow. Knees up into the armpit, weight forward into the fingertips, taking your balance point. Don't worry if your crow doesn't fly. Back to the breath. And gently just sit back again into your Hindi squat. Just let the energy settle. Into forward fold, lifting the hips very slowly. Yes and no with the head. Inhale to flat back, place the hands down, step back into your down dog. And just Just do the other side. Extended three-legged dog. You want to challenge yourself, bring the opposite hand into the waist. Find the breath. My mat's a little slippy. And release, left hand forwards. Sorry, left foot forward to the hand. Bring it all the way on the inhale to warrior one. Just finding the breath. Fingers can point. Gaze to the thumbs. Back to the breath. Releasing that forward into your warrior three. Extending the arms overhead, down by the sides, or even resting into the thigh. Whichever works for you. Finding the breath. Ooh. Just lost my hip there. Into extended chair. Into forward fold. Inhale to flat back, just stepping back to the down dog. Do yourself a little vinyasa, or just stay in the down dog or the child pose. Over the top, through Cobra Sphinx or up dog, just release out the hip flexors. And just drop it back into child pose. Have a little breathing moment. Just coming back to the breath. Feeling that heat generating and burning off anything that no longer serves you. Tuck the toes, come back to your down dog. Deep belly breathing. Bring the right leg forward, not quite as long for your warriors, just in front of the heel of the hand. Legs are straightish on here. Right hand, you've got your right leg forward, and just bring the arm up into your triangle shape. Hand as comfortably low as you can take. Gaze point can be up to the thumb, forwards, or down to the leg. Find the breath. Ooh, nearly fell over. Sorry, guys. Bending into the knee. Bring the arm overhead into side angle. Hand can be on the floor, or you can rest your elbow to the knee. Just finding the breath again. Just straighten up that leg, turn the toes to face to the front of your, or side of your mat, into wide angle forward fold, wide leg forward fold. Inhale to flat back, very gently soften down, forward fold. Hands can be just behind the heels. And just finding the breath. Let me just show you that side view. Keep the knees soft if your hamstrings are a little tight. Inhale, let's bring it back. So from your position, let's just bring it back, turn the top toe in, step it back to your down dog, just give a little wiggle out. Stay here, child pose, tabletop, or take yourself through a vinyasa over the top, through to Cobra Sphinx or up dog. And back through, let's just take a little breath here, knees drop into the child pose. Just coming back to the breath. And just picking up the hands again. Tuck the toes into down dog. Left leg forwards. Ooh, just going to turn around for you. Left leg just in front of the heel of the hand. Straighten up the legs. Right arm extends into triangle. Just find the breath. Bending into the front leg, into side angle. Hand can stay down to the floor or elbow into the thigh, whichever's your accessible point, and find the breath. Drop the hand down, turn the left toe forwards into flat back position. Just find that little bit of extension. I'll just show you side view. Into flat back. Interlace the hands behind the back. Open through the chest. Release out through the chest into forward fold. Back to the breath. Check in where you might be feeling any tension. Can you let go? Especially neck and shoulders. Into flat back. Just release the hands back down. Stepping back to down dog. Vinyasa here if you need one. Child pose if you prefer. We will join in child pose. Up dog, cobra or sphinx. And back to your child pose. Take a breath. And pick up again, downward facing dog. Let's bring the right leg forward again, straighten up the leg, revolve triangle. Left hand to foot or floor. If you want to block, just take yourself into some bricks or blocks. And the right arm, the same arm as the leg, revolves up to the ceiling. If it's too much for the shoulders, bring the hand into the low back. Find the breath. Bending into the front leg. If you want to, you drop your knee to the floor, elbow can come to the thigh, revolved side angle. Elbow can come down low or up high. Back to the breath. And just release that all the way up, just to find a little bit of space. Exhale, forward fold. Step it back into down dog. Cobra Sphinx or up dog, just to release out the hip flexors. Back to down dog or child pose. Just take a breath here. Allow those energies just to stabilize, and notice the difference between each leg. You might feel one's fired up a little bit more. When you're ready, pick up the down dog. Tuck the toes, lifting through the hips. Left leg comes forward this time. Ground the right heel, right hand stays to foot or floor. Left arm into revolved triangle. Ooh, I'm a bit unstable this side. So hand can stabilize you if it's a little wobbly. Hand can rest to the low back if your shoulders are just a little bit tight. Find the breath. Bending the front leg, elbow can come to the thigh, elbow can be high or it can be low, or you can drop the back knee. If you're getting a little tired, just allow yourself a lower version. Come back to the breath. And just release that all the way up, just to untwist yourself. Whew. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to your plank. Sorry, down dog. Do a plank if you want to. Here's your plank. If you want to do a plank, obviously my head decided we needed to do a plank. Take that into your Cobra Sphinx or up dog. Just to release out the hip flexors. And bring it back to child pose, just resting now. Take a breath. And just bringing that up into the heart space. Just take a moment. Into the heart space. And swing the legs around. Just find a little bit of Shavasana. You can go to the full body scan Shavasana, my other videos, and just take it down to the floor. Allow yourself a moment now to breathe. Deep belly breath. Tip of the nose right the way down to the belly. And just let this work settle. Letting go of the tension, letting go of the need to control. Letting go of any frustrations. Letting go of any irritations. Letting go of any feelings of being trapped. Reuniting your body and your mind and your breath will keep you connected to all and everything. Now you can rest longer in your Shavasana, but I just need to close this off, so come back, fingers and toes, a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of movement, a little bit of a hug, and just roll yourself to the side, halfway stage, and then gently pushing yourself up to a seated position when you feel ready, and just taking a moment in the upright position to ground through the sit bones. Come back to yourself. Deep inhale to close if you like to do so. Exhale brings the hands to rest at the heart center. Placing the hands in prayer or palms down to the heart, and just take gratitude now. Gratitude for your own time for yourself, to bring you back to your center, to let go of anything that no longer serves you. And my gratitude extends out to all of you, all the people I normally see who I'm missing. My gratitude goes out to you all. So thank you for joining me this morning. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you, and thank you. See you next time.